Not half as disappointed as I am. I admit at times your stories about being a big-shot gangster seemed colorful to me. But I figured you weren't that guy anymore. And if you are, you're not for me.
Wish you'd have told me that before.
It's just like home. Oh, hi, Ma. Oh, here, Dorothy. I want to know what you think of my pasta pesto. It's for the Boscos. They'll be here any minute.
Ma, this is... Rose, I was just thinking about you.
Really?
Yeah, my hand was throbbing.
I brought you a Vans Cap caca. It's a traditional St. Olaf friendship cake.
Rose, I don't want any gifts from you. I really don't want to have anything to do with you.
When she knows. It makes it a lot easier sharing a history together. It helps knowing each other's idiosyncrasies. I don't think Stan and I would ever have gotten together had I known that his entire family smells their fingers all day after they eat chicken. Well, I guess we should get back to work.
Oh, I suppose so, but you know, a big meal always makes me so sleepy.
Is that why you usually go right to bed after a date buys you dinner?
Children made all the right choices. My son was a cross-dresser, my daughter was unmarried and pregnant. Hell, I was the Rose Kennedy of Brooklyn.
Sophia? Tell her I'm in church. She's in church. I said she's in church. No, things couldn't be better here. How's it going there? Oh, that's good. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, give my love to Coops in an obscene way. I could never prove it because by the time I would take it home to show my father...
$1,000 because the pig is homesick? That's right. Sometimes life really bites the big one.
Hi, Sophia.
Ridiculous. The curse works, believe me. I've used it before.
When?
Baltimore Colts, New York Jets, 1969. Draw your own conclusion. Wait a minute. Were your exact words, Sophia, you can come now? We have room now? And were you wearing that hat at the time?
Yes.
Hasta luego, Dorothy. I'm going bold.
Sophia!
Oh, great. It figures you couldn't finish the job. I'm going to go get the toaster.
Sophia, I'm not dead!
Not yet. Would you slow down? I'm an old woman.
Stan, I want no part.
I don't shout. I'm a very quiet person. I even wear quiet clothes. All solids.
I'm quiet, too.
Then we'll be fine.
I just don't want the others to know you're here.
They'll never know.
In the morning, we're getting up early to play golf. You can leave while they're gone.
Great.
It's taken me these past 8 months to accept that, but I finally have. Then why our usual little private birthday celebration? Somehow it feels less lonely, Charlie. I mean, this is the first special day I've had to spend without you. If it had been Christmas, I'd probably have hung your stocking.
Fool. You're sick? You're pregnant.
I quit.
Thank God.
You should be mad.
Oh, I am mad. I'm also glad you're not pregnant.
Honey, why did you quit?
Well, I went there to be with my boyfriend, but when I got there, I found he was practically living with somebody else. He'd replaced me.
With what?
didn't tell on him, he wouldn't tell on me. So I went home.
Well, did he keep your secret?
Till the day he died, which was 2 days later. Emmett found Millie and the Reverend skinny dipping in the church's fountain.
You should get to keep Mr. Ha-Ha's kidney.
Guess who's back? That's right! And now it's time for the Mr. Ha-Ha Birthday Roundup. When I call your name...
How much? $2. Get wild. Treat yourself. Give you $1.50. What does this look like, Baghdad? Get the hell out of here.
No, that's no way to sell things. Kate's chin.
Mother, you promised.
I know. Just ignore me, Stan. It should be easy. You've had plenty of practice.
Oh, Princess, before I forget, I want to invite you and Dennis to come spend some time with Chrissy and me in our new house in Maui.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's primo.
No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Ferguson. No, I didn't happen to see Ed Sullivan last night, but I'm sure it was a good one. She's ready, God.
That bell is you, Fluffy. I was outside of town when I said, honey, why? They don't even have a football team. He answered by slipping a ring on my finger and proposing marriage. Well, I could not believe it. I just sat there for almost half an hour, just staring at that ring. Finally, I said, honey, this will not...
Hearing so much about.
Sophia, honey, that show hasn't been on in years.
Is Hotel still on?
Yes.
Hotel is still on and MASH isn't? How gullible do you think I am? Do I look like Donna Rice?
Told ya.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he knew it was either violate this rule of his or quit his job and come after me. So that's what he did. He quit. And then he asked me to go out with him.
And what did you say?
Well, I've decided to take Rose's advice. I'm playing hard to get like that little possum in your story.
Did I mention the part where you hang upside down from the tree?
Okay, I got unpacked. I got a valise full of clams about to go bad.
Hi, Dorothy.
Don't talk to me.
Hi, Blanche. Don't talk to me.
Look, I know you're both still angry with me, and you have every right to be. But I hope you can... You're remarkable, Isaac. All this in citrus farming, too.
Hello there.
Dorothy, Blanche, isn't it a wonderful party?
Glorious.
You two having a good time? My only regret is that I didn't decide to call Isaac sooner.
Oh, that would have been hard. Mom didn't allow me to have my own phone till last year.
Problem is, I just don't know what it is you like about me. See, I'm used to men liking me for my looks. At least partly. And you don't.
I sure don't. As a matter of fact, I'm glad I never have to look at you.
Gotcha, Dorothy. It was just a shopping list. You have absolutely no sense of humor. Just like your Uncle Vito. At least I think he was your Uncle Vito. Kidding, just kidding.
And then your friends can take you home.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, thank you.
Is he gone?
Yeah, is something wrong? You want him back?
No, I just wanted to make sure he was gone. I have to tell you what happened. I died and went to heaven.
Success. It could give me a shot at becoming Kendall Nesbitt's new assistant.
Who's Kendall Nesbitt?
Oh, he's the museum's director of acquisitions. If I got this job, it would mean going to Europe with him to look for rare paintings and antiques.
Well, if he has an eye for antiques, you should be a shoo-in.
Each other bloody.
It just isn't fair. But to whom? To the gamblers? Gambling is illegal in this state.
Besides, you're such an underdog, even Betty the Weasel won't give odds. I overheard that at bingo the other night.
This way, everybody wins and nobody gets hurt. Now, what's wrong with that?
No, I can't dump this man. Not after what I've meant to him. Not after what he's done for his country. Girls, how you think this sounds? Dear Bill, I always promised.
Charlie, he never stopped talking about her.
You knew Charlie?
Yeah.
Oh, please sit down.
I served with your husband in the war. 82nd Airborne, Fort Bragg to Nottingham to Normandy and back, thank the Lord. Charlie Nyland was one of the finest men I ever met. I often wonder why he put up with a wise guy like me from the back street.
Blanche, hand me my robe.
Now listen, we love you two a lot, but you've been here for 3 weeks and this living arrangement is not working out.
I guess we forgot how hard it is to live with a man in the house.
Why? What did I do?
Well, you snore, you don't pick up after yourself, and you hardly ever remember to lift up the toilet seat on the wall here.
What about it?
Well, Dorothy knows a great deal about it. She studied in Rome and she lectured in Paris, and she has a very keen eye for color and light and form. She's always the first one to compliment me on my wardrobe.
Obviously, Blanche thinks very highly of you.
Yeah, she's dropping off my resume at the Vatican.
Rose, you know you like dancing.
I like square dancing.
This is just like square dancing.
All right, count me in.
Oh, great. Just one thing. When you do-si-do, your legs are wrapped around your partner's neck. Sophia, when's that food gonna be ready to taste?
Oh, my chip beef is ready.
Oh, well, I was more in the mood for something hot.
Mine's hot.
Well, I was more in the mood for something spicy.
Oh, mine's spicy.
She was more in the mood for somebody that wouldn't test her gag.
I guess, it's time to go. You will hold my hand? Sure I will. I'm so glad I don't have to go alone.
Do you remember how we met?
Yes, about 8 years ago. Sophia, forget it. I tell you, we can't do that.
Why not?
Because stapling a $20 bill to the petition is illegal. It's bribery, and don't tell us that's how you got things done in Sicily.
That's not how we got things done in Sicily. Bribing.
Let's have a look at you. No, this is the first time a female doctor's ever examined me. Feels kind of strange.
I hear that a lot. You know, the truth is, despite the progress that women have made...
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's awful, but I have this incredible sweet tooth.
What is it?
Cheesecake.
What kind?
Chocolate.
Oh, I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I guess some things never change.
They sure don't. We've all...
Jokester, huh, Dorothy?
And speaking of jokes, Stan, that is some toupee you've got. Oh, Rose, I'd like you to meet my ex-husband, Stan Zbornak.
Hello.
And this is his hair.
It's a pleasure to meet you both.
It was like I was my own conscience. That's when I knew things were different.
Different how?
I was in that gray area between life and death. The time has come for me to reevaluate my life, for me to take stock of myself. I just knows. What do you think?
A sex-crazed psycho with a granny complex. Sorry, Blanche, I gotta call him as I see him.
Look, Pussycat, I found matching dresses we can order for the...
I'll never tell.
The ones who are happy for no apparent reason. George, my life is empty.
Why don't you get a job?
Well, you know, I was thinking of that. I could go back to show business.
Renee, you were the legs in the dancing cigarette box.
But he loved me. I brought joy to people.
It's for Dorothy. I think it's Glenn. That's the 4th time he's called today. Well, you know what we're supposed to tell him. Go on.
Hello? Dorothy's not home and she's never coming home again. Now don't call here anymore. This is Rose. Who is this?
Trouble, mister. I got a better case than Valerie Harper.
Excuse me, ladies, pardon me. Is there a problem here?
Only if you consider a class action suit and a boycott by OREP a problem.
I thought it was NOPRO.
This is too big for NOPRO. This is all the way up to OREP.
OREP?
Organization of Retired and Elderly People.
It'll be in the upper 80s with a nice, gentle breeze. So with that outdoor service, we'll come away with some healthy color.
Aunt Gretchen always loved the sun.
Well, maybe they'll have an open casket.
Harold, disregard that accident and the whole thing.
All right, everybody, just write down who you think ought to leave.
Well, you know this is a waste of time. I'm just going to write down myself.
Don't tell us that. Now, maybe we should do this. It's the fairest way.
All right, but it's just going to end up in me.
Okay.
Bugs at his place. Well, he didn't want to make a big deal of it. He said he could try to pass them off as shellfish and sell them out of the back of his trunk. But I thought it was a great story, and so did my boss. In fact, he's putting it on tonight's news.
Rose, please tell me you're kidding.
My boss said he wanted to expose Angelo's land.
I'm so happy and so sad. Kind of a happy sad.
Speaking of sad,
Shut
Blanche.
up, Rose.
She's crying already. What's the difference?
Rose, pick that up.
I just can't believe it.
Here.
What am I gonna do? What on God's green earth am I gonna do?
You can stay home tonight. We're going to watch one of those John Bradshaw specials on PBS.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can't get Dorothy's inner child to shut up.
Good luck. I'll call Mel Bushman.
I
Promised you'd go.
I know that's what I said, and all I can say now is tough. I'm not getting on that plane, and you can't make me.
Well, then I'm not going either.
Oh, I don't believe my ears. Girls, the entire purpose of this trip is to conquer our fears. Why, if we... Come on, Ed. You walk out that door, Missy. You can forget about coming back. Lucy! Lucy!
When your brother Phil won't fight to see who gets them.
So that's what it feels like to be an heiress.
You're not cutting up the obituaries, are you? I want to make sure my canasta game is still on for tomorrow.
I'm looking for a job. They cut off Charlie.
At Shady Pines. I can't remember, but I know I did it. I must have. I'm going to prison.
Grab that dough goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
I think of Phil. You know what I think of? His capacity to love. You know, no matter what anyone did to Phil, he always gave back love. And you know where he learned that, Ma? From you. Now, Ma, what's happening to you? Oh, come on, please, won't you come into the kitchen?
Sure.
And the happy Christmases. All those things happened, Stanley, and because they happened, I deserve better than a stinking phone call from my husband's legal representative. You had a choice, Stanley, and you took the easy way out, and it was a rotten thing to do.
Highest honor there is. Oh, I never dreamed that someone as unqualified as I am would ever be nominated for anything so important.
I guess Dan Quayle really opened the floodgates.
Last year, Gretchen Lillehammer won for running into the burning.
You see, when you fire... Oh, now we don't have to go into that. Here, a little gift from us to you. Well, isn't that nice? A tiara?
Well, you said to get something I'd buy for myself.
Dorothy, Rose, talk to me. You girls have got to believe me.
We believed you once, Blanche. We're not falling for it again.
Falling for what? I told you the truth.
Oh, Blanche, come off it. You really expect us to believe that Gil was...
That was a wonderful dinner. It was a birthday I shall never forget.
Well, this one isn't over yet. It's time for your present.
Oh, hello, Fay Ray. Bring on the plane.
I'm talking about an actual gift.
Oh, an actual gift.
Leaving you was the toughest thing that I ever did.
Yeah. I was quite a dish back then.
Longest legs of any girl in the village.
Dorothy, let me out of here right now.
There's only wonderful.
Aren't you suddenly the life of the party? This place gives me the creeps.
Well, look, Blanche, see how much fun everybody's having?
Yeah, right now, but wait till they hear Glenn Miller's dead.
He's not dead. He's missing.
Stop complaining, Blanche. Look at all the available men here.
Sophia, all our children were conceived on special St. Olaf holidays. Adam was conceived on the day of the Princess Pig when they had the pig crowning. And Janella was conceived on Hay Day. That's the day we St. Olafians celebrate hay.
Rose, do you think you could wrap...
Fidel Santiago!
My papers are in order. Oh, hello, Blanche.
What in hell is going on here?
Blanche,
How can you be so deceitful? What is it? Is she younger, more attractive, more desirable?
You got 2 out of 3, Blanche. The time.
Ma, Rose isn't talking to me.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Now, good night.
Honey, oh, hi, Dorothy. Honey, can I talk to you?
No, go away.
But I can't sleep, Sophia, and it's all because Rose isn't talking to me.
I could care less. Now get out of my room.
Sophia?
I'm not in.
You know, if all goes well with this here interview, you can start packing right away.
Oh, you know, I don't think I'd bother Rose with an old interview. You know, you just embarrass her. She's so modest.
I'm sorry, but the rules state we must conduct face-to-face interviews with all the candidates.
Here we are. You stood up to her, and there's no time like the present. And speaking of presents,
Rose, what are you doing here? I thought I asked you to take Ma shopping.
You can take your mop and put it where the herring don't swim.
I was this close.
We'd go off chasing those rainbows together. But when the time finally came, all that was left was a big empty house and the headstone that marks her grave. And I decided that...
Nice robe. Why don't I put you down for an extra session this week?
Look, Carol, it's nice to see you, but this is really a rather personal matter.
Oh, don't worry. Richie tells me about all his cases.
That isn't true, is it, Richie?
Don't worry, I tell her things in very...
Oh, now I get it.
Oh, good. I thought I was going to have to draw you a picture. And I'm not sure I'd know how.
Hey! I'm pregnant.
Rose!
Play nice, girls.
Sophia! She fainted.
I don't know what to say.
Is it just your heart that's clogged or your ears too? Let me start again. A half a pound of lox, a dozen bagels assorted, no coffee, 2 prune Danish, 6 sour pickles, and a container of cream cheese.
Come in.
Chip in and get Rose a CAT scan.
Rose, is there a point to your story?
Well, of course there's a point to it. Mrs. Gunderson was a really sweet woman, but she just couldn't do the job anymore.
Then it's settled. We fire Marguerite.
Oh, but couldn't we wait just a few more days?
Whose hair do I wash next?
Mine.
I'm first. I'm the dirtiest.
Oh, God, you are gorgeous.
Yes, I know. I am Eduardo.
Oh, Eduardo, tonight is very important to us. We want...
You call that wrestling, you pansy? If you can't take a crack slam like a man, get out of the business.
This is great, just great. You and me watching television together. Hey, you know, there's a great basketball game on 7.
I said it was all right.
And your cast?
Yeah, some of the guys from the team. Are you signing it?
Correcting it. There is no K in victory. Oh, yeah, and we'll just change this to Miss Bornak eats shiitake. David Brittingham?
What happened to him?
God told David to drive into a wall at 80 miles an hour.
What are you doing?
Dorothy's going through her high school yearbook to see who all's dead.
That's my pussycat. Fun, fun, fun.
Ma, do you remember Helen Colquist?
Was she that tremendous...
You're there or not. I don't want to die alone. Please, help me.
Oh, Ma, I hate it when you're right, and I guess I knew you were right all along.
But what are you going to do, Dorothy?
Well, I'll have to have a talk with Eddie. I mean, it is obvious that this relationship has to taper off. All right, I'll end it.
Hello, Sophia.
Why didn't you use the front door?
Well, I didn't want to be seen.
Well, what's the point? Miles,
What are you doing here?
Well, not that it matters, but I was on my way to the Theater of the Living. I thought I'd pop in and purchase a couple of day-old eclairs, which, incidentally, are for a dinner I'm making you next week. But the better question is, what are you doing here with these dandies yet? Dandies?
Checked it out when I noticed him giving me the eye.
Blanche, have you ever met a man you didn't think was giving you the eye?
Once in 1976. But it was only 2 days later that Mr. President Jimmy Carter announced to the American people that he had secretly lusted in his heart.
I was stewing all day.
Maybe you're right. An active day out on the town with a handsome young man just might take my mind completely off old... What's his name?
Floyd.
Okay. Come on, Sven. It's Sven. He's mine that bruised.
He got lucky and they now live on Maui. Oh, it's really wonderful. A 65-year-old man with gout learning to windsurf. I hope...
Strangely titillating. Oh, you were talking to her.
Trudy, how about if tomorrow we play a real game? You know, something that requires real skill.
You mean like midget ice bowling?
I'm talking about tennis, you do.
Stan, you're wearing my robe. Tell me about it. Which one of Stan's angels forgot to pick up my dry cleaning? Oh, well, cheesecake. I just love it when we all get together like this.
Hello, I'm Dorothy. I'm Sophia's daughter. Augustine Bagatelli. Oh. Well, I'm sure you two have a great deal to catch up on. Nice to have met you. Oh, Ma, I'll be right here in the kitchen in case he gets fresh.
Sorry. Ma, come on, it's not funny.
The hell it's not. Gene in love with Little Miss Muffet. Come on!
What is going on?
Nothing.
He was very insecure about the other kids liking her. Now, she would do anything to gain their approval. She would do their homework for them while her grades suffered. She would give them her lunch money in the misguided belief that she could buy their acceptance. Finally, lonely and desperate.
I need you to put up the money for the entrance fee for the fight.
Entrance fee?
Oh, yeah, right. Didn't I mention that? No problem. It comes out of Rose's share.
And what about the Spanish? Why did you pretend to only know Spanish?
Part of the image. Cuban boxers are supposed to know their right from their left, not much else.
And you think that we are that narrow-minded and
Well, what about us?
Blanche, this is the way baseball works. It's time for me to move on.
But we make such a great team.
We've had some good times, but I gotta do this.
Fine. You gotta move on? Move on. But let me tell you something, mister. I haven't taught you half of what I know. Hi, girls. This is not what it looks like.
What they do is their business, but if I ever see your hand on Rose's behind, it'll kill me. She didn't say it. I read between the lines.
Rose, I wouldn't be one bit surprised if you won that award.
You know, I think you're right, Blanche.
Why, sure. Well, you took part in the walkathon and the bikeathon and the telethon. At the bearathon. But who keeps track?
Oh, Blanche, I think you have a better chance of winning that award than I.
How long is your cousin Sven going to be staying here with us?
Just a couple of days. On Saturday, he's flying back to St. Olaf to meet his fiancée.
Oh, she went all alone?
No, he's never met her. It's an arranged marriage. See, little Sven's father, we call him Big Sven.
The point I was trying to make is that we have had a lot of great late-night talks right here.
Yeah, and most of them have been about sex.
Oh. Well, of course, we do talk about sex, but we talk about other...
It's not just the disruption to my life, it's seeing him do nothing with his.
Look, Stanley, you took him in, now it is your problem, and you are going to have to deal with it.
You're right. There's only one thing I can do, and it's the hardest thing in the world.
You're going to ask Michael to leave your home.
No. I'm going to ask you to ask Michael to leave my home.
I don't care what Dorothy says. I'm not spending my vacation in New York.
Well, it might be interesting. I've never been to New York.
You haven't, Rose? I'm shocked. You're so cosmopolitan.
Well, take it from me, you're not missing a thing. The people are rude, streets are full of criminals, everything. That's...
Mother?
Oh, I'm sorry. I came to religion late.
I'd say.
But it's never too late. And it is my fervent hope that the three of us, you and I and dear little Sarah, may walk the path of righteousness together.
Here. Here you go.
Dorothy, should I get Sophia a glass of water?
No, Rose, you should sit here and watch her hack herself to death.
Are you sure?
Get the water!
I am going to call the doctor.
I can't breathe. The way the fortune it took Daddy a lifetime to build. Kirsten, it's not that simple. Just tell me how it happened. How could you go through everything Daddy earned? I don't know. Bad investments. I guess I got a little greedy. You know, get-rich-quick scheme.
And send me a copy.
So this was a casual fling.
Please. I'm not the love him and leave him type. At my age, I don't have the strength to do both. We got married. It was a lovely ceremony, no thanks to Dorothy.
Well, listen, I have to talk to you.
Who's in charge here?
Dorothy, Stan's out there feeling so sorry for himself. He's bringing down the homeless.
Blanche, will you take over for me,
What are you
please?
going to do?
I'm going to go and try to make Stan feel like a whole man again.
Anything you need?
Yes, half a man.
Oh, and start looking for a job.
Be sure you dress youthfully.
How come?
You're old. Let's face it, honey. Companies are not falling all over themselves to hire women your age in a museum, so I understand these things. You see now, for instance, this slasher color of red across the bottom, well, that represents the setting sun, and this jagged blue line, now that signifies the ocean. And then this spot of orange up here in the corner, that stands for the planets and man's eternal struggle against nature and the
The reason they were so expensive was he had used all imported meats and cheeses.
You know, that story still tickles me just as much as the first time Charlie told it to me.
It just amazes me how much you know about my life with Charlie.
Rose,
And last but not least is a grandmother of 6, Sophia Petrollo. Sophia, it says here that you and Dorothy are mother and daughter.
No, Guy. Rose is my daughter now. And you, Dorothy, are the biggest disappointment to hit the streets since the AMC Pacer.
And reason being, you don't pay any.
I told you she'd throw it in our face.
And speaking of complaints, what about that out-of-control housewarming party that kept all the other tenants awake until dawn? The one I was not invited to?
That wasn't a party, that was a quiet dinner for 2.
Hi there, Aunt. Rose, what was your first impression of me?
I thought you wore too much makeup and were a slut. I was wrong. You don't wear too much makeup.
Blanche, come on.
What did the doctor say?
The worst, just the worst thing ever.
Oh, no, honey. It's not. It's okay. The baby's going to be fine. Sweetheart, you'll have amniocentesis and the baby will be just fine.
We'll help you. You won't have to do it alone. The baby will have 3 mothers.
Oh, it'll be such fun, honey. We can take turns feeding him. We can take turns when...
Knew about that a long time ago. Nolan told me. And he said you were the one that was lousy. Take that back. Will.
Come on, girls. Now, let's examine our priorities. We have no food, water, or shelter. Besides, I also slept with Nolan on that fateful trip.
Pay me enough to endorse that slime on a shingle.
No, this is a nationwide commercial. There is a lot of money involved here.
Sorry, Dorothy. There are 2 things a Sicilian won't do. Lie about pizza and file a tax return. Forget it, Si.
This to anybody. It's the kind of thing that most people probably wouldn't understand.
Oh, don't worry, Dorothy. Rose Nyland can keep a secret. Do you know what the name Nyland means in Norwegian?
No.
Well, I'm not telling you.
I can still see Big Daddy sitting on the porch swing, swilling down home brew, picking off peaceniks with his BB gun. Oh, God, I miss that man.
Come on, honey. I'm sure our Big Daddy is always with you.
In both
I'm here.
destiny
I'm
and
standing here, and he's standing there, and
by God.
I actually love him. I love the man, and not out of desperation. Dorothy Zbornak has finally conquered her desperation.
Dorothy,
I do. Well, then why not tease him about his taste in friends?
That must be Jerry now. Now remember the roast. I really want to nail him. So keep your eyes peeled for any oddities or quirks.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
You want color? Talk to Lena Horne.
Here we are, Sophia. Homemade chicken soup. I used to make it for my husband when he wasn't feeling well.
Did you make it for him the last time he wasn't feeling well?
Oh, hello, everyone. I just happened upon the most divine dress sale. I would have called you.
You know, for 2 cents.
You could get a better toupee?
Okay, that's it. I've had enough. I'm not going on with this anymore.
Angela, look! St. Francis of Assisi.
Pleasure. Wow, what a hunk. I know. Eat your hearts out.
Blanche, did it ever occur to you that possibly Rose or I might be interested in Jay?
Yes.
And you still used every cheap ploy to nab him before we had a chance?
Yeah.
Then what?
Around the set.
Come on, honey. We don't want to keep our dates waiting.
Wait, Blanche, honey, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, no, I never wear underwear.
I mean my jewelry.
Oh, forget it. Why paint the peacock? Your sister can, but I'll check in with you on Monday. I love you too. Bye.
How is Big Daddy?
I think he's just missing me. He's a little blue. But when this festival is over, I'll fly up to Atlanta and spend a few days with him. Come on, darling, come on.
Look at this. Look at this. Here's a couple that's willing to pay $400 a night for a room.
Oh, Dorothy, I've got a ball.
Lost the bet, Dorothy. That means I'm going.
You go, honey, and with my blessing.
No, wait, I cannot allow this to happen. Now, this whole thing was my fault. I am the one who must go.
No, nobody is going to go anywhere now. There's got to be another way.
Well, what choice do we have? I mean, oh, I'll miss you, and you know I love you. But it's the only way. I'll just have to find some other...
Ignatius on his way to the airport. Pontiff? Oh, no, Rose, let him go. No, Father, I wouldn't feel right. I'm here for crow's feet. Well, you're right. He doesn't do that.
Sophia, you won't believe it. You know who's here? The Pope is here. So have to elope after all.
What did you say, Rose?
Elope? Oh, no, I promised I wouldn't tell.
Rose.
All right, I ran into them when they were leaving. They were heading for the all-night wedding chapel on Pompano Drive.
I know exactly where it is.
I'm right behind you. Sisters, come on.
Come on. Time. For us and the livestock.
You and the animals had the same doctor?
Sure. It worked out fine. Until the doctor started drinking hog liniment and tried to neuter the Swenson brothers.
If that's the doctor, tell him I have no insurance.
I don't think we have that many women's shoe stores in my whole country.
Oh, my Lord, look who just walked in.
Who?
Floyd. And look at that young thing with him. Why, she's half his age.
She's half your age.
Are you quiet?
I'm whispering.
I don't mean now. I mean then.
Oh, it's very quiet. I'm very quiet. I don't scream.
Well, Rose, you want to go see a movie tonight?
Well, actually, I'm expecting an old boyfriend from high school. His name's Buzz Mueller, and I haven't seen him in 40 years. But if this really bothers you...
Oh, no. I totally understand. Well, it's too bad. I was going to take you to see Henry V.
He didn't want it. He said there's a nick in it. We have to have a return policy.
Oh, girls, listen, let's face it, all that so-called junk out there has too many fond memories for all of us. We're never going to be able to part with it.
Yeah. We might just as well call this whole garage sale off.
Well, girls, I know we haven't lived together very long, but see, when I come home mad like this and say nothing's wrong, then it's up to you to draw what's really wrong out of me.
Blanche, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, all right, quit badgering me. I didn't want to tell you this, but...
It looks like it's going to be a long night. And Lucy's.
What about you, Rose?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I use a touch of peroxide.
Shut up, Rose.
You shut up! Now, stop it! Stop it! I cannot stand it anymore.
You know what I can't stand anymore? That phony accent of yours. What is this, designing women?
Rose, spit it out.
But Dorothy!
Right now, Rose. This is Fred Flintstone. I'm just thinking out loud, but isn't Atlanta where the Center for Disease Control is?
Coincidence.
Hey, these are all right. When I look through them backwards, you actually look demure.
Or died. Daddy's still very vulnerable at this point. I can understand why he reached out for you. Oh, you're very warm and you're very giving. But he needs time. So please, if you really care for my father, the best thing you can do is stay away from him.
No wonder I'm up in the middle of the night working my way through the Cheese Keeper. Thank God I don't have the thighs of a normal woman. I tried to talk her out of it. She says she has thought it through and there is no change in her mind.
Well, it might not be so. Remember prom night 1946?
Why, what happened?
I don't know. I'm that somebody.
No, I think what Ma's referring to is a little practical joke that Trudy played on me. You know, all of us on the tennis team decided that we would wear our tennis whites to the prom. Well, I showed up because, she didn't want to gain weight. And then after lunch, she walked out of the restaurant and a gargoyle fell off the building, hit her on the head, and killed her. Oh, no. I mean, look at what her last meal was.
That is tragic. And for Dorothy and me to meet some men.
Me too.
Dorothy?
Oh, my God, somebody get help!
Oh, girls, thank God you're here. I'm sorry I scared you. The doctor just wants me to stay here overnight for observation.
Honey, don't... That's L.A. law.
I wondered why Susan Day didn't have a French accent.
Girls, what am I gonna do? I got a call from a soldier who just returned from the Persian Gulf.
Don't fall for it, Blanche. Sal didn't come home from World War II till 19...
These letters are just a fantasy. The man is in prison for the next 20 years for armed robbery.
Blanche, I don't think it's right to lead the guy on like that.
Why not? The poor man is surrounded by concrete and bars. What's wrong with bringing a little joy into his life?
Nothing.
How did you know my name?
I know all your names. This house has been under surveillance.
Why are you watching our house?
It's a security measure. The president wants to stop at one house on his way to dedicate the Senior Citizen Center.
Why can't he use the Arco station like everyone else?
Are you saying Mr. President George Bush might stop here?
He wants to...
For that handsome guy in the red Corvette that I cut off on Highway 12 yesterday, well, you can call my personal number, which is flashing on your screen now. I'll get it.
With this travesty of an idea.
She's not going to be living with us, is she?
Marvin, I hope you're not boring Sophia with all those photos.
Oh, he's not. I'm enjoying it.
Here's one taken when we first met. Oh, Sarah, tell them the story.
Oh, they don't want to hear that.
Massive unemployment. Now I'm going into my room. Call me when the cops come.
We're all employed, Dorothy, except your mother. I wouldn't call that massive.
Good night, Rose. Go to sleep, sweetheart. Pray for brains.
Your test results were fine, Mrs. Zabornik.
Oh, that's great!
Well, sure, that's great for you, Dorothy, but what about me?
Rose, you used my name, you remember?
Right! What's wrong, Rose?
It's my insurance company. They've cut me off because of the lawsuit. What am I gonna do?
Well, you need a good lawyer. Give me the keys to your rental and I'll go out and see if I can nail one for you.
Blanks, that's how you got me in trouble before.
I know what you mean, Rose. We have had some very special times together. Like the time there was that hurricane and all the power went out for 2 days and we huddled together to keep warm and sang campfire songs and told stories.
Oh, yeah. And Rose admitted that.
For that handsome guy in the red Corvette that I cut off on Highway 12 yesterday, well, you can call my personal number, which is flashing on your screen now. I'll get it.
At 8 o'clock.
See you later, Boff. I'm Biff. Patrick.
Blanche, come on. Hi, Mr. Vaughn.
Oh, please call me Patrick.
Gosh, it's only 1 week till spring break, and I have so much to do. I have to get new T-shirts for the wet T-shirt contest.
You know, I'm actually looking forward to spring break this year.
College kids, America's best and brightest are coming to town. It'll be nice to get mooned again.
Hands above the waist, Stanley.
Hi, babe. I hope you're hungry.
I thought I sent you home.
I was in the neighborhood.
What, at 1 o'clock in the
Bigger part than I'd realized. That must have been awful. Oh, it was. I don't know any neutered flocking twins. The mind is a powerful thing.
Think of the 99% you don't use.
Anyway, I stopped at a gas station.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going back out there. He'll never miss me.
Well, of course he'll miss you, Rose. You're the one he came to see.
But he can talk to you. Why should he care about what I'd have to say? I'm just not smart enough to keep up.
Oh, now, Rose, that is not true.
It is, and you know it. I've never felt...
For one child, blinded your love for the other. But I think you did Dorothy wrong, and I think you must make it right.
We better get to the shelter.
What is this?
Oh, the entrance is blocked. We can't get out. We're gonna die.
All right, don't worry. I have a plan. They taught me how to deal with...
Then how do you explain this money?
What are you, a treasury agent? It's circumstantial evidence. Hello? Oh, Rocco, we were just talking about you. A funny thing just happened. We found thousands of dollars in your bag, and, well, we were kind of wondering where it came from.
Oh, morning, Ma. How'd you sleep?
Pretty good. I dreamed I was making love to Jay Leno.
That's a strange dream for you to have.
Not really. It was Monday night, and he was filling in for Cook.
And love and inspiration, and you make it sound dirty. Thank you.
Girls, I have a question. A vital question. I want you to think long...
BC that led to the pilot.
Tony and I had taken a meeting with another writer on another concept altogether, which we thought was terrific, and they didn't. And they being more in Littlefield.
Gloria, does your luggage have to sit in the middle of the room?
No. It could also roll over and play dead. Something bothering you?
Of course not. What makes you say that?
Do you want to talk about it?
No. Yes. You come here with your limo.
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to finish my crossword puzzle. Now then, Dorothy, would you say you are a very neat person?
Oh, yes. Very, very neat.
Please, you're neat and I wear a D cup.
At that moment, I was convinced. Oh, my God, I don't believe this. I'm going to call the cops if you don't get out of here right away, you pervert.
Hi, Father Rossi. Here's the canned goods for the needy.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm terrible. He's your uncle, but you have to realize that we're both adults and capable of a caring, warm relationship.
How was the sex?
So good we named it!
Women here.
I like that in a man. I'm Blanche, and I have lovely eyes.
I'm Derek. The pleasure is mine.
Derek, listen, before we go any further, there's something I have to know.
Yes?
Are the English really as bad in bed as they say?
An awful lot of teeth and polyester.
Sophia, when are we going to be on?
We tape tomorrow afternoon in Hollywood.
You're kidding, Hollywood, California?
No, Rose, Hollywood on the planet Romulac.
Wait a minute, Ma, wait a minute. What do you mean tomorrow?
That's what it says on these tickets.
Honey, they have to give us more time.
Do we not die?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That was the finest audition for the acting school that we've seen all week. Congratulations.
I'm so glad Pepe has the opportunity to be an actor.
Why? When was the last time?
That is
Wonderful.
fantastic.
I have faith again. Kill the killers.
This calls for champagne. I'll get it.
Oh, no, honey, there's none on ice.
Well, I'll put some in the freezer. Be ready in 20 minutes.
Oh, so what happens now? I guess you press charges, right?
Well, no, actually not. He might press charges, though.
Rose, I can't risk leaving, at least not tonight. I need to stay here, if you'll let me.
Come on, Plankmaker. I'll fix up a room for you.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to go on record as saying that I am against this. That Cheeseman character could be following Miles, and there's no telling what he would do to me for information.
Blanche.
College.
Where'd you go to college, Blanche? The University of Jupiter?
Girls, we still have one big problem to solve. How are we going to make ourselves look good for the party?
How else, Rose? By dieting. It's going to take a little patience and a little determination, but mostly it's going to take willpower.
Every man's passion. She said, my destiny was to be great.
She lied to you so you'd finish high school.
Well, now I know what my destiny is, Rose. I'm going to be a novelist. A great romance novelist. That is my destiny. I shall become...
Something about themselves they'd like to change. The trick is getting beyond it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd love to know what it feels like to be the center on the Boston Celtics. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with who I am.
Oh, God, he gives me goosebumps when he talks like that.
Why don't I fix us all some coffee?
Tang or something.
Oh, Tang!
Tang is not the catchword here. What I mean is I think you're very nice and I thought we kind of liked each other, you and me. This is very embarrassing. You don't understand a word I'm saying.
Just hit that music, girl, and follow my lead. Look into my eyes.
Out in the street and never speak to me again. Please, at least hear me out.
All right, Stanley, we'll listen to what you have to say.
Beautiful. How about we all go someplace and get comfortable, get some coffee, have something to eat?
I'll go change.
Why? We're only going into the kitchen.
Coming. Miles, what are you doing here?
Rose, I want the truth. There's something going on between you and Buzz, isn't there?
Yes, Miles, there is something going on. I'm just not sure what it is.
You are not going to go because you are not guilty.
I understand you can have anything for your last meal. Just ice cream if you want.
I think I'm going to be sick.
You're not helping, Rose. It's almost as though you believe Blanche is guilty.
Well, she lied about my earrings. Sophia, I'll be happy to pay for your wake. I love you.
Well, me too.
Well, fine. Fine. Do what you want. Just don't expect me to be a part of it.
I even know a way we can save some money. I'll make the hors d'oeuvres.
Some wake. Scandinavian crap on a cracker. And stable Mabel here'll blow my head off. There's a man in your bed.
Sophia, there's not.
Why, you devil, you.
So that was what we heard, Rose.
Rose got lucky. What a privilege it has been for me to come here and work with a man whom I consider to be the greatest Hungarian sculptor of our time.
Yes, and just let me say that if Blanche can name 2 other Hungarian sculptors of any time, I shall eat that statue.
Well, what's it going to be, Laszlo? Who do you choose?
The most energetic, alive person I ever knew.
At the center, Dorothy, we teach acceptance. In life, there are some things that are inevitable, and you just have to accept them.
She is right, Dorothy. I know because I've been there myself.
You killed your best friend too, Blanche? Sorry, Dorothy.
I remember I was a...
There's little beanie with the propeller on top.
No, I didn't. It blew away.
It did not.
It did too. Big wind came along, blew it right off his head.
That couldn't have happened.
I say it did, and you're going to write it in the story.
And what if I refuse?
You see this eraser?
Call all over the world free of charge, except for Albania and North Korea, of course. In your television remote, you can use it to raise the windows and flush the toilet. Well, I'm going to run over to the freeway, see if there are any cars in trouble.
This guy knocks me out. Chuck, do you think you could finish our dishwasher first?
I'm not, Chuck.
Fights, vandalism. You were really a juvenile delinquent. But that's all behind you. Tell me, what do you do now?
I manufacture spray paint.
At least all that training didn't go to waste.
If not for the courage of that fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow.
For a minute, Rose, do you know what we need? An Elvis impersonator.
That sounds great, Blanche. I thought we'd get a new dishwasher first, but this could probably come in just as handy.
I mean for our next club meeting, Rose. Membership has been waning. Maybe this